may appear stable. Several major factors affecting this include rapid AI-driven automation, shifting economic conditions, and
okay, we have a little bit more people on, so I think we can start. I would have liked to have more because we have like half note takers, but let's go for it. Okay, so welcome to today's session. Today is session 7, managing phishing attacks and incidences. So we're going to do a recap, how to know if you've been phished, what to do if you think you've been phished, a quiz and an activity. So we looked at the signs of a phish. We looked at the fake email last time. So being wary of links, especially to note that there should be an S in the HTTPS, S standing for secure. And then we also had a look at how spoofed websites or spoofed domains actually work. And then we also had a look at attachments. So let's talk about managing these type of incidences. What can happen to you if you actually took the bait? So here it's really not a matter of if, but when. So we need to know what to do if it does happen to us or when it happens to us. So we're going to have a look at identity theft, unfamiliar transactions, locked accounts, unprompted password reset requests, and spam email coming from your account. So let me play you a quick clip on what is identity theft.
What is identity theft? Identity theft affects millions of people each year around the world. Crafty fraudsters can steal identities in a number of ways. Some fraudsters commit identity theft by stealing physical information. They do so by dumpster diving, stealing mail, or taking discarded devices like computers, printers, or phones that have not had their hard drives wiped. Sometimes they rely on social engineering, which is when the fraudster manipulates or tricks a victim into giving up information. A common form of this is phishing, where a fraudster impersonates a trusted individual or entity and asks the victim for sensitive info. Identities can also be stolen through high-tech means like malware or data breaches, where hackers target large organizations and steal the information of multitudes of employees or customers. Information stolen through data breaches is often sold on illegal trading websites. With many different avenues to grab your information, how can you protect yourself? Make sure that all documents containing any personal identifiable information are shredded before disposing them. If you or your organization is getting rid of electronics, make sure all hard drives are wiped or rendered unreadable before disposing, reselling, or donating them. Never send personal information via email. Reputable organizations will never ask for this. If you receive a phone call asking for information, ask to call them back. Find their official phone number online and call that number back to verify the claim. Avoid using unsecured public Wi-Fi networks where hackers can be lurking. Check your billing statements and credit reports regularly to spot any suspicious activity. If you or someone you know does become a victim of identity theft, freeze any affected financial accounts. Check and freeze your credit report. File a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission if in the U.S. Report the incident to your local authorities. For more information on fraud,
So we are not going to report it in America. We're going to report it here to CERT, at GRAN, our Cyber Incidents Response Team. You can also report it to the police. Definitely report it to the police. Okay, so let's have a look at what else could possibly happen and then obviously how we should handle that. So the other thing that can happen to us is impersonation. So impersonation is when someone pretends to be like us. And I really can recommend that you search your social media to see if there is more than one account of yours lurking around. It is possible for people to go in and create accounts on social media. Just get a photo, one of your photos, clone your name, take your name, and then go and reach out to have followers or friends. And then in that way, they can also defraud you. So be wary of impersonation. Unfortunately, with all of our photos and personal information everywhere, it's very easy for us to be impersonated and sometimes difficult to detect if someone else doesn't let us actually know about it. Then something else that can happen if we have now been phished is that we will start getting deductions from our bank account. So that's where it's very important to set up your notifications or your alerts on your accounts and immediately contact the authorities. The other thing that can happen is that we can actually, our accounts, when they get into our accounts, then they can actually send spam messages on behalf of us. So the spam is irrelevant or unsolicited messages sent over the internet, typically to a large number of users for the purpose of advertising, phishing, or malware. So they get to you with phishing, and then they can actually do more phishing using your account. So you can always check your outbox. If there are any messages you didn't send, then you know that you have been phished. So very important that we put our multi-factor or two-factor authentication on all our accounts so that we can get alerted if someone is trying to get into our account. And without that code, they can't get into our account. But equally important that we read all the terms and conditions of our online accounts, of these services. They are free, and many times they do give access to the service provider, and in some instances, the people working for the service provider to our account. We've seen especially a lot of WhatsApp hacks going on the last few weeks. So what do you do if you have been phished? You remain calm, you inform, if it's possible, your internal IT department, and you report the phishing email as spam. Please report it as spam. The service providers won't know. Yes, they do use AI to detect language and words used in spam and try to block it, but some of them still get through. So it's important that we actually report this email as spam and have your device checked out. Downloads, this is applicable if you downloaded a file. Please don't open the file and delete it immediately. Disconnect your computer from any network. So please disconnect from the Wi-Fi. That's how you do it. There at the bottom of the screen, there is your little Wi-Fi icon, and go and disconnect it as quickly as possible. And also remove yourself, if you are connected to a network, pull out that cable. That cable will disconnect you from the network. Otherwise, the whatever it is that you've downloaded might spread to other devices. So please do that, and then scan your entire system. Data. So what do we do if our data has been compromised? This step is especially applicable if you've entered data. So this is if you've clicked on a link, maybe you end up on a website, you enter your username, your email address, and your password. Now, if you've got multi-factor authentication on, that makes it a tad bit better, but still that you've now given your password to the criminals. So you need to then go and change the password on the affected accounts as soon as possible, because they've now got your password. So go onto your accounts and go and change your password on all the accounts, and then stay alert for possible misuse of the data involved. So if it involves a bank card, please cancel your card or any other card that might have been compromised. Contact the company or person that the phishing attack impersonated. This is very important because they might not know about it, and then they can't do anything about it. So please reach out to those people or organizations. Scan your device for viruses. Watch out for warnings of identity theft, and put a fraud alert on your accounts. Please do that. It is usually not a costly activity. Okay, so let's jump into our team activity for today, which is a friend calls you and needs help. They downloaded an attachment and only after downloading realized that the file has a strange extension. What advice do you give the friend on the next steps? A friend calls you and needs help. They downloaded an attachment and only after downloading the attachment they realized that the file has a strange extension. What advice can you give the friend on the next steps? Please give me your answers in the chat, or you are welcome to raise your hand and unmute yourself. What do you advise your friend to do? They've downloaded that attachment, and after downloading it, they realized something was not right. What do they do? I'll give you a few minutes to ponder over that. Anybody want to give it a go? What do we do if we've downloaded an attachment? Nobody? All right, so let me go back and say, oh, Joanna, your hand is up. It's Joanna.
Would you repeat the question?
Sure. It's a friend calls you and needs help. They downloaded an attachment and only after downloading realized that there's something wrong with that file. What do they do? They've downloaded an attachment. What do they do? Joanna, I don't know if you're having problems unmuting yourself. Otherwise, Erwin can go.
Yeah, perhaps just scan the file before.
You can scan the file.
Hmm.
If it's an executable, then it's going to execute on your device. So you can scan it with your antivirus and so on. If it is a known virus, then your computer might be still able to block it. If it's an unknown malware, then you will have to go and delete the file immediately and disconnect your computer from the network. Because if it's an unknown, then the antivirus will not know that this is a malicious file, and it will go and execute and start disrupting your operations, or transfer it to other devices connected maybe on the same Wi-Fi or on the same network. So you need to go and disconnect your computer from the network, disconnect from the Wi-Fi, and then immediately take your device into a professional. Okay, thank you, Irvin, for your feedback there.
You're welcome.
Okay, so our session today was really short. I was thinking of doing the session 8, but we have still next week to do. So I think we will do the last session, session 8, next week. So please, if you have not yet engaged with our iSecure bot, please scan in the QR code so that you have, you've got that resource, especially over the festive season. We know that the cyber criminals are very active over the festive season. We might not always have access to the expertise to help us. So iSecure bot really is very helpful there to help you if you have any sort of cyber security troubles. I will do a feedback email where I'll attach the recording for your review, as well as the information of iSecure bot, so that you have it on hand and you're welcome to share with everyone. All right, so that brings us to the end of our session today. What I just want to do before I give you access to the test for this week, I want to just quickly share with you the winner of last week, and we'll reach out if the email address shared was corrected. Let's quickly see who was the winner of our session, or of the lucky draw for those who completed the test. And this is what is up for grabs. So you are welcome to reach out to us if you are the winner. You can chat to us. This thing is now having a back. There we go. It's a portable USB charger, Wi-Fi charger for your phone. Okay, so let's see who's the lucky winner for last week. We'll tap to spin. Congratulations, Cheryl. You are the winner. Please reach out to us for your prize. Cheryl Dunaisky, you are the winner of last week. So I'm going to just put the QR code of the test for you on the screen. You can just scan it in. I will also in the chat put the link for you. If you would be so kind as to give it a go, do that test, and we'll see if we can have another little prize next week up for grabs. For those who participated in the test. I'll put the link for you. I will also put it on the email. I'll put the link for you in the chat, and I'll put the QR code on the screen if you want to scan that in. And then that'll be the end of our session today. Link is in the chat and QR code on the screen. Any questions or comments? Anything from the team? Any questions, comments, or feedback? Just to note, next week will be our final session for the year. Yes, full potential group. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible? Can you hear
You are
me?
audible. You are audible. You may speak. Please go ahead.
Okay, I just have two questions to ask.
Okay.
The first question is about the two-step authenticator. You say that if we create an account, we must set a two-step authenticator for the account that we created.
Yes.
So my question is here that is it a must that all accounts that I create, let me say it's a school account, for a certain varsity or something like that, is it possible that I have to set a two-step authenticator, or is it the host itself that give me that option to do so?
The host must give you the option. You cannot create it by yourself. There must be an option within the application or the online account which says put on two-factor. Usually, they will ask for it to be set up when you are busy setting up the account already. But many of the older accounts, obviously, you've had them for a while, so you have to actually go into the settings. But it's going to become a requirement of all online providers that they have to give you that option. For security. So yes, they must give to you. Okay.
So the second question is about the antivirus.
Yes.
You say that we must install antivirus in our machines, computers, or laptops.
Yes.
So the question is here that is it a must that I have to have one or like a certain antivirus, or is Windows doesn't have a built-in antivirus by itself?
Windows does. Windows has a built-in antivirus. You can just search on your search bar for Windows Security, and then you go put it on. It comes with your Windows operating system, with Windows 11, Windows 10. Comes the Windows Security, so you can just go put it on. You don't need to go and buy an extra one if you have a Windows license on your PC or laptop. But you can buy ones, and there's good ones, so you can just do a bit of research online. There's good ones. There's Checkpoint, there's Kaspersky. There's a lot of good ones that you can also get, and many times they will cover more than one device. So you must just do a little bit of research, but you need one. Okay, 100%.
Bye.
Bye. Any other questions? Okay. If there are no other questions, I say thank you very much. I wish you a fantastic, successful, wonderful weekend. On Friday and a weekend. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place, for the final session for 2025. Goodbye, everybody, and see you next week. Bye.